Here we are at the end of 2025, doing Joey's theme today. How you doing?
Doing all right.
Colin, how about you?
I'm doing pretty good. Finally resting up from a very, very long grind.
As in
work.
from work? Okay. I was like, did you play EverQuest or something?
I wish.
Joey was playing some EverQuest.
Yes, I was. And I was playing more EverQuest.
How many hours do you think you put into that?
I have no idea, and I'm glad it doesn't track it. Actually, it does. I could probably do /play and see how long I wasted.
Should probably do that just to add to your very impressive gaming list this year.
I'll do it after this. I'll probably play today.
Yeah, you played Elden Ring twice.
Hmm.
Ghost of Yote, Clair Obscur basically twice.
I stopped right now. I'm sitting at the end of Act 1 because I don't want to go through that again. So I don't know if I'll ever get to the DLC. I'm overpowered in my second gameplay, but I know it has to happen, but I don't want to. I don't want to.
Kill him. Kill him. Wait. Yeah, speaking of Expedition 33, they stomped the gaming awards. Rightfully so.
Yeah. And so many people are pissed.
See, I think a lot of those are fake outrage, just to get clicks, and it's clickbaity shit.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, there's also a lot of
People
people
just wanna stay
pretending to
relevant.
play and not know it for the first time, and a lot of fake videos, I'm
Yeah.
pretty convinced of. But yeah, there was certainly some outrage in terms of people who love Arc Raiders. That was the one I saw the most of.
Yeah.
I don't know. The one that I saw people most upset was 33 winning Best RPG. I guess there was another game that everyone thought deserved it more, but
What could possibly have won it?
I forget the name of it. But I know on Reddit, they're like, everyone's like, oh, this one should have won over 33, but I guess they're just counting Expedition 33 as an RPG because it's an RPG.
It's a turn-based game. Of course, it's an RPG.
Yeah. So I don't know, but Expedition 33 just got disqualified from some indie game awards because they had AI generated content.
Little piss babies. That's what I call them.
And that AI generated content were two placeholder things. Not even, I think it was just like a texture that they just used for placeholder, and it shipped with it by accident, and then they patched it out when they realized it was in it. So it didn't change the game at all. It wasn't like a huge part, but whatever.
I think they're just a bunch of piss babies. Who cares if there's AI in it or not?
Yeah, they just wanted to say that they can't be indie.
See, I would have disqualified him for indie because it was a game with a $30 million plus budget.
But it's still independent. Like, what? I think indie needs to be like more well defined.
Yes,
like,
I would
going
agree
back
with
to
that.
Craft beer, like Sam Adams. I don't know if you can consider it a craft beer.
I
anymore
would not.
'cause it's Sam Adams, but they like to change it to say it's craft beer. So I think there needs to be an in between because they're not a AAA studio unless you start calling them AA.
I'm okay with AA.
Like, there has to be a distinction between indie and AAA.
I'm okay with calling them a AA studio.
But I think right now, indie
I would call
is-
Kojima a AA studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there just needs to be some kind of distinction. But I think indie is just if you publish it yourself, but I'm not 100% on that. Because a lot of indie games don't publish it themselves, so I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's not well defined. I mean, we can have our own definition. I think anything that has a multi-million-dollar budget is certainly not an indie game.
Yeah, I agree with that. Once you start adding commas, you start losing indie.
Right. I think the size of a team also matters.
Yeah, unless it's one man and he has millions himself he spent on it, then I'll consider that indie.
Yeah. What was the budget for Hades 2? They have not officially released their game's budget, but they certainly have made over 50 million in revenue. Hades 2 was over 15 million, is the estimate.
Yeah, even though they're a small studio, I think they would probably go up to the AA.
I would say that. Well, they made so much with the first one that it's, yeah.
Yeah, they graduated out of indie
Yeah.
and they moved up to the bigger leagues.
Same
They're not
thing
in the
with
big
Hollow
leagues
Knight.
yet. Yeah, and so it's a natural progression. You're not AAA. I don't know if you'll ever be AAA with a lot of these studios, but I think AA is a fine place to be.
And they have the most freedom to make the games that they want. It's that kind of standing. The problem is,
Yeah,
as soon as they
freedom
make a
and
bad
budget.
game, they're kind of fucking done as a studio.
Yeah, if they put all their eggs in one basket, which a lot of these small studios have to do.
Well, before the podcast started, I just bought Chained Echoes, so I'll be very excited to play that in 2029. Nah, I think I'll play that for 2026. I beat 3 games in the last couple weeks. Because I've had days off, not working. Very nice. I got my limited games. Yep, I got my limited games order from back in August. Finally, I got Pocky and Rocky Reshrined, Cotton Fantasy, so shorter games. Only about 3.5 hours between the two of them. But I did beat them both. Pocky and Rocky Reshrined is a much more forgiving than the originals, which we just played for the podcast. And then Cotton Fantasy is probably the easiest, but the most pretty of all the Cotton games. It doesn't have that like 90s aesthetic that's really cool. It's very modernized. So yeah, there's those two. And then I beat Donkey Kong Bonanza. It took me about 28 hours. Very fun. Like, super fun. I can see why it was nominated for Game of the Year, but no chance of winning. It wasn't... It reminds me a lot of between Mario Odyssey and Mario Sunshine. Somewhere in that realm of gameplay and gameplay loop. Very fun, very simple. Lacking in the, I would say, difficulty department. It was a very easy game. But I liked all the upgrades. My upgrades really came down to just the 2 transformations of like Super Donkey Kong and Elephant Donkey Kong, which are very funny. I did like a lot of the level designs. My favorite one was what's called the like feast layer. It's essentially a theme park themed around food. So that was super cool. Just kind of destroyed the environments. Everything being destructible was super fun and very fluid. I had one moment of slowdown in the very final boss fight. And that was the only time I got any sort of like frame rate issues or anything throughout the whole game, which was very impressive. I really wish that the game ended with a super Void fight. So Void Kong was its main villain throughout the whole game, and then at the very end it randomly introduces K. Rool again, Crocodile. I wish it would have had a super epic Void Kong fight ending with K. Rool's appearance, and then that could open it up for a sequel with K. Rool. I think that would have been way cooler to do. Now, did I vastly enjoy the ending fights with K. Rool? I did. But I think the problem with a lot of these like Mario and Zelda and Donkey Kong games, anything circling Nintendo is everything must have the same ending boss. You know, it's always Ganondorf. It's always It's always Bowser. So I like it when it goes a different route, and then maybe you can tie it in another time or open it up. Just want a little more creativity than just kind of going back to the well over and over again. But this Donkey Kong game was a very much breath of fresh air. It's kind of the type of game I've been waiting on for this franchise for years and years and years. I really like Tropical Freeze. Unlike Metroid Prime 4, this is a good game, and it was nominated deservingly so. Very much enjoyed it. Long as hell, though. My god. 28 hours for a platformer? God. I must have had... I mean, I've been playing it since September. A level here, a level there, and it just kind of added up. Like, oh my god, this game took months. Not that I, sat down like I did the past few days and just beat, half the game in a 3-day sitting, but you get the idea. And now I turned back on Tears of the Kingdom again for the 60th time. That's another long one. I finally beat the, not Ganondorf fight, where I've gotten all of the heroes. I've beat all those dungeons. I've beat whatever side quest it was. I haven't gotten the Master Sword yet, but I did all the Tears things. And then I got to the castle again, where he's, lured you in. And that fight was really difficult for me. So the way I did it was I got a couple really good spears and just did the... not the parry, but it's when you dodge out of the way and then there's this, super attack moment. Did that, and then when it gets to the second form, which I had a lot of trouble with, where he has all these clones coming at you, and then there's gloom going across the arena, I ended up just farming a bunch of bomb flowers and doing the jump from a balcony and slow down so I could do 6 bomb flower arrows at once. And I needed 40 bomb flowers to do all this. So it didn't take as long as I thought to gather them all. That's how I had to do it. So yeah, I think I'm... There's not much of the game left. I kind of looked at a walkthrough to see how far I was. And it's a lot of end-gamey, finishing out the story kind of missions. And then I think it's... So it'll probably take me a good afternoon or so to finish all that. This is very time-consuming with Zelda games sometimes. So that'll be... I'm excited to finally beat this game. It's happening. And then that would really only leave God of War, Black Myth Wukong I never finished, and Elden Ring I never started as kind of the main games I wanted to beat this year. So I had a big long list, and I beat most of it.
Like me.
You have a small list. Did you beat Expedition 33, Colin?
I have not.
Did you ever beat and play Armored Core 6?
Played a little bit, but definitely didn't beat. Although, back to Expedition 33, did anybody else get the and then they fucked moment between Verso and Seal?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. They,
Good, I'm not-
they did. Yeah,
Good, I'm
but
not the only
Seal's also, she's bi, right?
I don't know. I didn't check.
Joey, I remember this correctly, right? She's bisexual?
I don't remember, but I wouldn't put it past her.
Pretty sure, because she was talking about her past, and I believe she said she had, a wife or something?
Wasn't she the one with the dead husband, or is that...
I thought that was Lune.
That might have been. I don't know. I forget.
Because I can picture the whole scene where she's talking about it, and then she, wanted to drown herself walking out into the ocean or something.
Yeah, and saved by SEA.
Right. I think she was talking about maybe I'm wrong. It doesn't matter. I really liked Seal as a character. I liked all the characters. They're good.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people liked him.
I did get a few posters.
I'll be honest.
You'll be honest about
yeah.
what?
I've mostly just been going back to Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I'm feeling an irresistible compulsion to 100% it.
Ooh, so you're more than 45 into that sucker then.
Yeah. More like 50 plus.
I will bump you up to 50.
The past couple of months have been pretty draining for me, and for games, I need something just mindless at this point. Hyrule Warriors is as mindless as it gets.
I totally understand. That's why I've been playing a lot of short games this year. That seems to be my theme.
And yet I still added a lot to my collection during Black Friday sales.
What'd you get? Because I also got some games.
Copies. Well, as far as Switch is concerned, I bought a bunch. Everything I bought is physical, and I got Fantasian Neo Dimension. Have you heard of that one?
Sounds familiar.
It's the latest thing from Hironobu Sakaguchi and Nobuo Uematsu. So it's basically old school Final Fantasy and everything but name.
Fantasian Neo Dimension.
I looked up CL. She's the one that had the husband that died.
Okay. So I remembered the scene correctly. I just remembered who she was incorrectly.
Yes.
Okay. Fantasian Neo Dimension. I am not familiar with this game. I was thinking of something else.
Well, in any case, I also bought an indie RPG called Starlight Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically an old school RPG, including in everything, including aesthetic, but also with like modern day quality of life improvements, including apparently the 4 areas you're supposed to get through. You can do in any order you want. It's a little bit like more modern top-down Zeldas, like Link Between Worlds.
Oh, wow. Neo Dimension's only like a year old from the whole thing being out.
Yep. But only just recently physical copies became available. And then just for kicks, just so I could have it in my hands, I got Octopath Traveler 0.
Oh, God, I haven't gotten that yet.
Yeah, as I understand it, it's I think supposed to play a bit like Stardew Valley, in that you're just like building a homestead somewhere, and then
well, it was based on the mobile game, and then they kind of revamped it a bit for a console release. So it's going to have those little more of those elements to it. But I think that's good considering there's already 2 games out, and the third one can kind of take it into a slightly different direction.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten a copy of Octopath Traveler 2, but then again, I haven't even beaten Octopath Traveler 1, so...
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first game. I never started the second game, which is why I haven't pulled the trigger on 0 yet. 2026 is going to be a big RPG year for me. I got a whole list. Elden Ring is on that list yet again. It's just going to continue to be on there until I fucking play this game. All right, Fantasia Neo Dimension looks like it's $30 to $40, so that's doable.
Yeah. And then I finally just said fuck it and got a copy of Lost Ruins. Because been looking at it for a while. It seemed interesting, but so many people online just kept saying it's pretty mid. But I saw it on sale and decided, fuck it, I'm just getting it. See what happens with it. For those wondering, it's just like this indie Metroidvania type deal. You're a schoolgirl who's become lost in a labyrinth of monsters and swords and sorcery, and you got to fight your way out. Pretty basic bitch stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also got a copy of Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. Thinking of, I think I may put Marvel vs. Capcom as a future pick for the cast. I honestly haven't played them all that much, but what I have played, I did enjoy. And that's all of my Switch stuff. Getting on to PS5, I got Persona 3 Reload for very cheap. Seriously, $20. It normally goes for 80 up here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then I also finally pulled the trigger on Doom: The Dark Ages.
I heard a lot of people. It's enjoyable, but it's like clearly the weakest of this Doom trilogy thing that's come out.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. But Doom is Doom, and I love the hell out of it. And this was on sale, $20 off. And then I also picked up Visions of Mana. That was going for decently cheap. I haven't actually played any of the Mana games, but I heard really good things about this one, so I decided, why not?
Yeah, Secret of Mana is really good. The PlayStation Mana is okay. Like, you wouldn't regret playing it.
Yeah,
this
I
is
mean,
the
I've got
third one now?
Collection of Mana already. And I'm looking at getting Legend of Mana.
Yeah, that's the PlayStation 1 Legend. Yeah.
I mean, it's got a soundtrack by Yoko Shimomura, and she is solid. And she does a lot of the music for Xenoblade Chronicles 1. And I also picked up Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I heard it's really good. It's got like it's like generational stuff. Like each thing that you accomplish, you'll move on to the next generation with a new cast of characters.
Yeah, something along those lines. It's a very interesting game. I thought about coming up with a theme to play that for next year.
Yeah, this is the remake. But so many people have said it's really good. It's supposed to be a little bit like Fire Emblem, in that you'll pair off characters with other characters, and the new generation comes from them.
Yeah, it's just not a strategy RPG. It's your turn-based.
Yeah, yeah. And finally, I picked up Grand Blue Fantasy Relink.
Green, blue. Okay.
I have not played a single Grand Blue Fantasy game, honestly, but I saw gameplay footage of this and heard so many good things about it. I figured, why the hell not? I mean, I love action RPGs, and this looks right up my alley. So yeah, that's pretty much all the stuff I picked up from Black Friday sales.
I went a little more simple. I went I had to rebuy Dragon Dogma 2 because it just never arrived. So I had to get a refund and order it again. It got there within 1 day after I reordered it.
Nice.
So I got that. I got Metaphor Rephantasmo. Very excited for that one.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I got Alan Wake 2 so all PS5 games.
Nice, nice.
So I never played the first Alan Wake. I've played a demo of Alan Wake 2. And there's a reason why the next podcast in 2026 we're going to start with some Alan Wake.
Nice.
super curious.
Yeah,
Like
but-
these are like well-renowned games, but I don't know anyone who's actually played them.
You know me. I've played Alan Wake all the way through.
You have? I know one person.
Good. There you go.
I know one person.
That's infinitely more than you thought.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, good. I'm excited.
That should be fun.
Joey,
Yes.
did you get anything on like Steam or whatever?
Buy anything? No.
Nah.
No, I haven't bought a game, and it's just the ones I bought on PlayStation a couple weeks ago that I'm waiting for Megan to play with.
Okay. Well, I mean, you got the E33 DLC, but that's free.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know they released that 33 weeks after the game release.
That's great.
I just saw that this morning in a random like TikTok video, and the guy's like, "No way!" He goes, "How?" And he's googling. It's like, "Oh my god!"
I love it when
Yeah.
developers do stuff like that.
It also just
Like-
coincided with the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Ha!
It's also like 28 years later. The second one's coming out 28 weeks after the first one.
Ha! That's
Wow.
funny.
I didn't know the Trails in the Sky second chapter was coming out next year, so they're really streamlining all these. I gotta get on this shit.
Yeah, me too.
So many games to play. I gotta do. I really just gotta sit down and beat Tears of the Kingdom. It's like since the fucking release of this game, I haven't played it. It's back and forth. Okay. Shall we move on to the topic? The theme?
Sure, why not?
All right. Here we go.
Although
What's
I
up?
would like to, I want to set the record straight about the previous cast.
Oh,
You mentioned basically cross country Canada was something that came up during our discussion of Oregon Trail, and JD
Yeah.
decided to do an on the fly review of the game during that cast. That's how it made its way onto the list of games covered, but
oh,
it wasn't like a standalone thing.
okay.
It's the Western expansion episode, if anyone is curious.
Yeah, the one that just happened, right? No, you're talking about the way long ago one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But you were correct in that I do have a lot of nostalgia in that for that game. Yeah, just in case anybody's wondering, I couldn't be here for the previous cast because it was Dutch Christmas weekend with my family, and it went on all the way through Saturday and Sunday. So that's why I was absent.
All good, Colin. Family is way more important than any podcast. Okay, here we go. All right. So I was thinking before we officially start the theme that I actually got some emails and messages that people like our kind of game tracker list. So I figure we can make another pseudo list when we come back in January for what we hope to play and beat in 2026. A couple
Sounds
people
good to
are
me.
like following along with some of the games we're playing, particularly Joey with E33. That was the big popular one, and we talked about it literally the entire year. So,
Yeah.
so I figure why not? We'll do it again. Easy enough. I just
Okay.
kept up with it. It was just a stupid Excel table the whole year. So think about
I
that.
guess I'll have to think of games to play next year.
Yeah, it can even be games that you know you're gonna get and like buy for next year. Like Tides of Annihilation, assuming it's good, I'm gonna play the fuck out of that game. That's right up my alley. assuming it comes out in 2026. It's supposed to.
Mhm.
There is a game, Colin. I think it's coming out next year. It's called Orbitals.
Okay.
It is this like Star Shooter Studio Ghibli looking game
Oh,
for the Switch. I
okay. You
I
got
think
me
it's
attention.
I think it's Switch 2 exclusive though.
Ah,
I might be wrong. They might come out with a anyways, this game would be right up your alley. It's up my alley. I know it's up yours. Pay attention to that one. Okay.
I'm still waiting for Maple Forest to come out. You may recall we talked about that on a previous cast.
Mhm.
I came across a Kickstarter for it, and it's been filled. But it the developers hasn't had a chance to get everything out on schedule, but he is active on Discord, so I know he's not just taking the money and running.
Okay.
Because
All
I
right.
was wondering, Maple Forest is like this indie game that's supposed to resemble like Zelda Link's Awakening / Secret of Mana and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's like top-down dungeon crawler type stuff, and I'm looking forward to it.
And I will add up all our hours played that we can seemingly track. Podcast games are not counted on the list, to be clear.
Okay.
These are all like non-podcast related, unless you want the podcast game on there for whatever reason, we can add it.
Ah, yeah.
So like I have the only one from the podcast I believe I added on the list was Rainbow Islands, because I did play that to a degree that I massively enjoyed and played it after the podcast was over. So that's like the one exception that's on my list. Anyways, Joey, your theme.
Yes, my theme is obscure mascot platformers.
You know,
And
we've
it is
done
what
like
it's
similar themes in the past.
Yeah, I think we've done mascots or something along the line of
I remember
mascots.
Like,
Mist Mascots.
We've done missed mascots, forgotten mascots. Now we're at obscure mascots.
Yeah,
look, it's 90s.
Yeah, I never knew these existed, and I didn't know the second game we're going to talk about was technically a sequel.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Or maybe they just retroactively pretended it was one.
No, because in Japan the name is close to a game we played. Well, their name, but different. We'll get to that later, though.
Okay.
But
Now,
yeah, I honestly, I had no idea what to play, so I asked ChatGPT for themes, and I gave him a list of games. I was like, "What haven't we played?" And it's like, "Try this." I was like, "Who the fuck are these mascots?" So they gave me a list of like 5 of them, and I picked these 2.
okay.
And yeah,
you could have just called it like ripoffs or something.
Yeah, clones.
Clones.
Especially with the first one.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like I saw that it was a Sonic clone, and I was like, okay, yeah. And then I played it, I was like, oh, they pretty much like reskinned Sonic and threw as much color as they could into the game. And took out some of the best parts of Sonic.
Yeah.
And that is Socket for the Genesis. Developed and published by Vic Tokai. I don't even know if I've ever heard
That
of this
name
before.
is very
It
familiar.
rings a bell.
Yeah, they made Clash at Demon Head. We covered that on a previous cast.
Okay.
That's not what I was thinking of, though.
Also, Mansion of Hidden
Oh,
Souls.
you know what? They did the Go-Go 13 game.
Oh, yeah.
He did the
I think they also did Psycho Fox.
Yes. So these are games I like, and we played on the podcast. That's why I was like, wait, that sounds familiar. Yep. Okay.
So yeah, the same is pretty much wants to be Sonic, but you don't get to roll up in a ball.
Yeah, you
So
don't
just have to
really
run
do
fast and
anything like
kick
that.
things. Yeah, you have a kick. It's like Sonic
Yeah.
if you had to worry about his calories because you have to keep your electricity up.
Well, it does double as a health bar.
He's a
True.
freaking
but-
robot duck.
Is he? Yeah, I guess he's a robot. That's why he needs electricity. He's just a stupid duck.
He doesn't look like a duck very much in the game, though.
No,
I hate his
apparently
hat.
his tail is an extension cord
Yeah, I hate his hat.
Yeah.
Because his hat sucks.
that's how duck tails work.
Look, if it's a robot, you can have an extension cord as a tail. Who cares?
I do, obviously.
Well, clearly this has greatly affected your review of this game.
No, just it vomiting colors into each level that affected. Like it was hard to tell, like the springs and stuff. They just kind of like blended in with the background, and then the full foreground was just as much color as they could throw in at it. So,
Also,
yeah,
it reminded me a bit of Freedom Planet.
A little bit.
It's-
But that's also a Sonic clone.
Yeah, yeah. And plus, Freedom Planet is much better.
Whoa,
It's
are
a more
you
modern
you daring to say that Socket is not a better game?
Yes, I am.
Ugh.
Fight me.
Disgusting. Disgusting opinions. When you guys were playing it, because the main crux of this is what Joey mentioned with the health bar that's decreasing over time because you have to collect the lightning bolts. Did you guys ever feel any sort of despair while playing it? Because I was comparing it in my head to the underwater Sonic levels where you got the dit all the time and you have to get the bubble. But this could have been something like that, but that would have been like super frustrating. Every level is dit. Do you ever get that despair
Not
playing
really.
it? Yeah.
not only for the colors.
Yeah. I think it was like not worth putting in the game because it was just so inconsequential, because if you ever got hit, that's what depleted your health. And it was like immediate. So if you were low on health or if you were low enough in the battery, which didn't really come into play, but there was only a couple instances where I was low enough and then got hit. I still had some left, but then a lightning bolt kind of wasn't nearby, so I couldn't get it right away. That was probably the more annoying factor of it all. Yeah, Sonic that cares about his calories. It's funny because I can now see it in my head of playing the whole time, going, no, don't run too fast.
Gotta watch those chili dogs.
I will give some of the level designs pretty cool. I like the platforms that had the balloons.
Yeah, those were okay. Although some of them could be real mazes with dead ends.
Well, yeah, it's a Sonic
Take
game.
minutes to come back from. Yeah, but I never really felt that with like Sonic 1 through 3. A lot of them were just quick diversions, but
Well,
in this
there's
game, a lot of dead ends take a long time to come back from.
well, there's Sonic CD. That's the
Yeah.
one where you get like lost and go in circles and shit.
Yeah, yeah. Plus, with the time travel mechanics, that makes things extra complicated. I also didn't find that the levels lent themselves very well to a speedy run. I mean, Sonic at least had an idea of how to keep a flow going. It wasn't perfect, but it was still better than this.
Well, the flow doesn't work here because it's too slow and it suffers from what a lot of these clone-ish Mascot platformers suffer from is when you get to the platforming parts and the jumping, it's just very inconsistent and too slow. Like it's not a fluid motion, it's kind of blocky. And it doesn't feel fun. That's what makes like Mario games, for example, or even Mario games so nice is the jumping kind of goes with the pace. Sonic platforming sucks because it doesn't match the pace. You just want to run, and you just get stopped all the time or run into something that you didn't know was there. Very annoying in that aspect.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this also reminded me a little bit of Jazz Jackrabbit in that sense.
Yeah.
Though at least in Jazz Jackrabbit, you had a gun, so you could shoot enemies out of the way as you ran.
Uh,
Whereas here, enemies will just come right out of nowhere and damage you. This just isn't really telegraphed all that well.
yeah, if you had if you could use those lightning bolts you were collecting as like some sort of projectile, that would have been better. It's just too plain. It's what's sad is it works functionally. The levels are nice. The design is, I thought, pretty good. Even the characters pretty okay. I think they could have done more with the whole duck aspect. Even a stupid jump mechanic where he flaps his wings and kind of slowly descends. That would have been nice.
Yeah. That would have been good.
Or even a glide mechanic, but then you'd have to totally redesign it. But it would have been more platform friendly in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it was functional. It just wasn't all that great, but it wasn't. I think it was far from bad.
Yeah,
I thought this
it's
game
a
was
soft
bad.
pass at best for me.
Soft pass, yeah.
I'm failing it.
Just made you want to play Sonic, right?
No, it made me hate Sonic.
Oh. So this game runs for about $20. You guys think that's worth it?
No.
Yeah,
Nah.
probably not. If I saw it in a store for $5, I'd be like, yeah, sure. But I wouldn't go more than that.
Okay.
On to
Next.
the next one. Congo's Caper, which is apparently a sequel to Joe and Mac.
I still think that's fake.
Okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah, because in Japan, Joe Mac was Joe Mac Caveman Combat, and Congo Caper in Japan is known as Caveman Combat 2, The Adventure of Rookie. But
Why
then
there's so many caveman games back in the 90s. I mean, Adventure Island, Bonk's Adventure, Joe and Mac, the list goes on.
Look, man, Jurassic Park was a movement.
And then there's a third one in the series called Caveman Combat 3. The protagonists are Joe and Mac again.
Oh God, I thought that was the real title. That is no way they named it that way.
That is the Japanese title. Caveman Combat 3, the protagonists are Joe and Mac again. That is the title.
The protagonist of Joe and Mac again?
The protagonists are Joe and Mac again. In the US is known as Joe and Mac 2, Lost in the Tropics.
You're telling me it's colon Joe and Mac, protagonist Joe and Mac again?
Yes.
Oh my God.
The Caveman Combat 3, the protagonists are Joe and Mac again.
All right, that's now the best title. I've come around.
So we'll have to play that sometime next year.
Yeah. Just long ass titles as the topic.
We played Joe and Mac. I mean, this game kind of has a similar look. Technically, it has cavemen fighting him. They jump, but they look different. The background's similar. There's you do fight the T-Rex that you do in Joe and Mac in this game eventually, but this game seems to be dumbed down. Joe and Mac, you could throw your bone. Oh, this Data East came out in '93 or whatever. Who cares? So Joe Mac, you throw your bones or fire. This one, you just swing it. So they took things out, and then if you get your health up to pass the 3 bars into the red bars, you just start jumping and gliding your way down. So it became more of a jump and fall simulator than anything else.
Okay. I mean, this game played well. It's Data East. They make solid games. Now that you tell me it's part of a trilogy, I have a completely different mindset about it because I just thought it was a Joe and Mac clone this whole time. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's just not as good as the Joe and Mac games we played. He's just got a club this time. Okay. Game's very colorful. It kind of has the same. I have the same opinion as Socket, where as I thought, as a clone, this was very functional and good. It just has its drawbacks, and I just think it's a less impressive Joe and Matt game.
Yeah, it's still less impressive, but I would give that it had Wiki says 35 levels, and they all seem quite different. Some of the
Yeah, but they're
gameplay
really
is completely
short.
different. Yeah, they are very short.
They're very short because I went through save stating Socket in this game, and when I looked at a walkthrough of how far I got, so I only played them for like 90 minutes or so. I almost beat them both, apparently. Like, they're only a couple hours each, really.
I think you can beat Congo in like 2 hours if you know what you're doing.
It's like 2 or 3 hours is really, using save states, it's 2 or 3 hours. Longer if you want to go by the true die and start over or use the password function kind of deal, which this one had. Any game that has a password or save function is bonus points for me.
So you say that, but this game also snowballs really hard. So you can get to the point where you have 1,000,000 lives, although I'm guessing 99 might be the highest. And if you get your health above, if you get like, I think 1 or 2 of the red diamonds, you kind of start glowing like you got a star Mario, although you don't kill enemies. I think you can start jumping on them and whatnot. So like if you get in that state, you can last longer. And I started watching a guy, and there's a level where you're supposed to jump on platforms on top and there's spikes, but every so often there's the little health balls, and he would just run and collect those and ran through the level that way because he never lost life long enough to die. He all the invulnerability lasted long enough to get to the next one, so he just ran through the level that way.
I mean, there's always ways to kind of manipulate the game and break them, but I think that's what makes it fun. Like I just talked about, I beat a Zelda boss just bomb arrowing the whole time, basically.
This one you don't have to do too much. You just have to know about the secrets. Like the secrets give you.
I didn't know any secrets, Joey, so I was playing this game like you're supposed to.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, the first level, if you know that the first level with the weird like blue box thing and it has that pink dinosaur pterodactyl. If you have enough health to jump up high enough, because your jump is connected to your health, you can jump higher the more health you have. You can get up there and
weird
ride
mechanic,
it.
by the way.
Oh yeah, it's strange. So that's why it snowballs, because if you keep it up there, you can jump high and you start getting a bunch of extra things. But if you get down to the monkey, whatever his name is, like you're kind of fucked. It takes a while to get back, but it takes you to a level where you just jump and collect coins, and it's enough to get like 10 lives.
So we ignoring the fact that Congo here is a half boy, half monkey?
I don't think it really matters much.
Yeah, but do you think his dad fucked the monkey or his mom?
No, he started as a monkey, and then some kind of magical thing came
No.
down,
That's less amusing to think about.
It evolved both him and his girlfriend. And his girlfriend got kidnapped, and now you're setting out to rescue her. Typical 90s plot.
Ah, magic. I like to think that someone got freaky with a monkey.
Jeez.
Which would be, prehistoric fine. They're Neanderthals, right? How far away from monkeys are they really?
Quite far. You had a point.
They're quite far. But I will give credit to this game. I don't remember if Joe Mac did that, but you can use the enemies to clear out blocks to get into some of the secrets.
Yeah, so after you whack them, they kind of spin and they can go into things. So I was like, whoa, okay, they come back. That's wasn't expecting that. It took a tad bit to get used to. But yeah, you can utilize them. Funny, I was playing Donkey Kong Bonanza, and you can knock enemies into each other and roll them in. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Very fun mechanic. I really like that. Just takes a bit getting used to, because you're like, whoa, okay, I gotta hit him and jump right away. Or I have to make sure I'm not directly next to a wall, otherwise I'm gonna take damage. You have to make sure you give yourself space. Slows it down a little bit, but cool mechanic. I do like it. Way better functioning game than Socket, because it's not a complete clone. It's part of a trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Data East is a superior developer. Yeah.
I'm gonna
I-
pass
I
this
can't-
one.
Yeah, I'll give it a pass.
Yeah, it's an easy pass. It's just not as good, I think, as the other Joe and Mac games.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So let's see. This game came out in late 92, 93. Let's see what else was
Yeah.
out at that time. From Data East is what I'm looking at.
Well, the third Joe Mac came out 2 years after this. I guess every 2 years they did a Joe Mac game. I guess the first one came out in 91.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this seems to be their big game that came out in this year. I don't recognize these other ones. Well, Spin Master's 93. That's that Yo-Yo Neo Geo game. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, we covered that on a previous cast.
Yeah. Night Slashers I'm not familiar with. It's a beat 'em up. Havoc, a dog pirate. Oh, this looks right up your alley with the obscure mascots, Joey. Another fighting game, Wizard Fire, Dark Seal 2. Don't know that one. That's
They
about
came out
it.
with that.
So this was
Hercules
this
came
was
in
their
92.
this was kind of their game in late 92, 93.
Captain America.
Oh, this was what I'm just looking at one console.
Arcades.
I'm
Oh,
looking
yeah.
at just arcade. All right, hold on.
Yeah, they came out with the Hercules on the NES, and they came out with Captain America and the Avengers in 93. I guess a year later.
All right, here we go. Super NES. Nothing there. Amiga. TurboGrafx. PC Engine. Which, by the way, I got. Have you guys heard of Bitmap Books?
No.
Nope.
So it's this like British publishing thing that takes basically they get some very passionate gaming writer to make a whole book out of something, and the PC Engine one in particular I got recently along with the Super Nintendo like Pixel compendium thing. Just going through all these PC Engine games and the history of it, really cool. It's just this compendium of the games on the console. Just good little coffee table type thing to have. Got me really into playing just a host of PC Engine games. Just boot this up, play it for 10 minutes. Okay, that's kind of cool. Next, just going through the list and I'll be like, oh, I'll try that one out. Dashin' Desperados. That is horrifying. That's like claymation type shit. Oh my god.
Sounds like what's it called? We did a claymation
Yeah,
style
Clay
thing
Fighters or
previous.
something.
No, it was a platformer. I'm trying to remember what it was called. Oh, Skull Monkeys. That's what it was.
Oh. Yeah, that one was very good.
Yeah, but it had a pretty fun sense of humor.
All right, so our two games were Socket on the Genesis and Congo's Caper on the Super Nintendo. Very much Sega versus Nintendo here. Are we all in agreement? Super Nintendo wins this round?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
What are we all giving them? Like B and C? Or B and D?
I'm going to give Congo a C and Socket a D. Congo
Okay.
would get a B, but since it's a sequel, I'm knocking it down since it's doing less than the original.
You convinced me. I'm going C and D myself.
Congo as a standalone, just a clone, it probably would get a B, but since it is a sequel.
Okay. Colin?
Yeah, I'll agree on both of those.
Hey, look at that. C and D across the board. Well, what does that make our retro game of the year? So I'll just kind of
Ghost Trick?
work backwards here. Dead Space got an A.
Yeah, Ghost Trick also got an A,
Ghost Trick got an A.
We didn't have
even
any
though I gave it
S's
an
this year.
S.
All right, so let's just go down it real quick. I'm going Dead Space over Ghost Trick.
Okay.
Then
There's
there's
also SimCity and Roller Coaster Tycoon. Those also got A's.
yeah, I'm just working backwards here. So the next one on the list would be Vendetta. That has a B, so that doesn't qualify. Metal Gear Solid on the Game Boy Color, a couple B's, S. All right, that doesn't work. So Roller Coaster Tycoon or Dead Space? Dead Space, right?
Yeah, I think I'll say Dead Space.
All right, so that's still it. Then that does it for the year. So Dead Space is our retro game of the year.
Yeah, we didn't have any S's. Last year we had a couple S's.
We didn't have a full-on S rank game, no.
Had what, one F?
We had a few A's. Okay, what was our worst one of the year?
We had an F. It's big rings
big
over
rings.
the.
Okay.
That
Oh,
was
we
easy.
almost made it a whole year without an F. Last year we had a lot of F's and S's. This year we're all like middle of the road.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, a lot of B's and C's. Yeah, not enough 3DO games this year. I had
I mean,
one.
there was Battle Tanks.
Yeah. I had. Let's see. The last 3DO game I think was what, Gex.
Yeah, and
2024.
Need for Speed.
Yeah, but those are like solid games.
For the time.
They still hold up. You kidding me? Come on.
Yeah, Gex maybe.
Ooh, Comic
so
Zone
sure
we
about
played
Need for
this year, and
Speed.
that was pretty bad.
All right, maybe my next theme will have to be something bad.
Haze on the
I know what mine is.
PS3. We went D with that? Really?
Which?
Haze.
Hmm.
We gave it D's?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different game, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a different game. Yeah. I'm thinking of what's that memory game you and I played, Colin? When you were over here?
Remember Me?
Remember Me. Yeah, that's what was coming to mind when I saw Haze. The name of it. Then I saw the cover and I'm like, no, that's not it.
Yeah, Haze is more about drugs
Yeah.
and dude bros.
Dude bros.
Drugs making you act like dude bros.
Yeah. Oh, Alone in the Dark on the 2008 game. That was pretty bad. That wasn't good.
Yeah, but it still had a campy, so bad it's good quality to it at points.
Yeah. All right, so we'll be back in the new year. So a few weeks off here, which isn't like like what we've been doing this year, but it's my theme pick to start, and it's a cult following. So games that have a very cult following theme there. There you go. So Alan Wake is
Sounds
very
fun.
much part of that.
Hell yeah.
Guys, that was 2025. See you next year.
Bye.
See you next year. Bye.